Hello friends, today I'm going to tell you about the best Steelers news that's happening right now. Before I tell you the news, I ask you to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. The Steelers got through a tough game with the Packers in Week 10, but they've got some serious issues. Even though they're 6-3, they're not playing solid on both offense and defense. The offense struggles when the defense does well, and vice versa. They've got 6 big problems to deal with, and if they don't fix them, their 2023 season might not end well. Kenny Pickett needs to step up. Pickett's been clutch, but he's also struggling as the QB. He's not making easy throws, and it seems like he's regressed from last year. The dude needs to step up big time for the Steelers to have a shot this season. Matt Canada's offense needs work. Canada's been under fire, and rightfully so. The offense is setting record lows, but he's trying to step up his game lately. Still, he's got to figure out how to use the middle of the field better for Pickett. O-line is getting better, but not perfect. The offensive line has improved with Broderick Jones starting, but they're not flawless yet. They're doing better in run and pass protection, but I'm not totally convinced they're elite. Linebackers in trouble. They lost Holcomb and Alexander for the season, and now they're relying on Robinson and Roberts. The depth is a concern, and they might need help. Weak secondary. Joey Porter Jr.'s good, but the rest of the secondary is struggling. Wallace and Peterson aren't consistent, and safety play isn't great. They need Fitzpatrick back ASAP. Defensive scheme ain't working. The defensive scheme by Austin isn't cutting it. The high-pressure, bend but not break thing isn't effective against good offenses. They've got leaks, and it's keeping games closer than they should be. What's next for the Steelers? The Steelers have 2 tough divisional games coming up against the Browns and Bengals. Winning at least one is crucial. After that, they've got 3 games they should win against the Cardinals, Patriots, and Colts. If they can go 3-2 in these 5 games, they'll set themselves up for a shot at the playoffs. Bottom line: fixing these problems is a must if the Steelers want to reach the playoffs and beyond. They've got potential, but they need to step up in these key areas. The Pittsburgh Steelers nailed it with their first-round pick, found themselves a gem of a tackle. So, the Steelers took down the Green Bay Packers 23-19, and a big reason for that victory was their running game. Even though they usually average 90.5 yards per game, this time, they ran for a whopping 205 yards. What's cool is that rookie Broderick Jones became the starter just 2 weeks ago and is already proving he's the next big thing for the Steelers. They traded up to grab him in the first round. Heading into the 2023 NFL Draft, the Steelers had the 17th pick. But they wanted Jones so bad that they traded their 17th and 120th picks to the Patriots for the 14th pick. Boom, Broderick Jones was officially a Steeler. Word on the street was that the Jets wanted Jones at 15, but Bill Belichick played a little trick and traded the pick to mess with the Jets. So, was that rumor true? Nah, seems like the Jets had their eyes on another guy, Will McDonald IV, who had a higher draft grade than Jones. If Jones was still available, they'd have stuck with McDonald. Jones battled it out for the left tackle spot with Dan Moore. During training camp, they went head-to-head for the starting left tackle gig. Moore took the reins, but Jones didn't let it get him down. He entered his rookie season as the swing tackle. Jones got his chance in Week 4 when Okorafor got injured. In Week 1, Okorafor had a back injury, and Jones played the last 4 snaps. Weeks 2 and 3 were Jones-free, but when Moore went down with an injury in the first quarter of Week 4, Jones stepped up. Jones got his first start in Week 5 and aced it. Moore was out, and Jones got his first career start. He rocked it, finishing with a 74 PFF grade in their 17-10 victory over the Ravens. But when Moore got back in action, Jones went back to the bench for the next 2 games. Jones took over as the starter in Week 9. After they benched Okorafor for criticizing the play calling in Week 8, Jones stepped up. He started in their Week 9 victory over the Titans on Thursday night and held onto the starting spot, playing solidly in their win over Green Bay. What should the Steelers do with Jones? Well, Broderick Jones is the Steelers' offensive line poster child, whether he's on the left or right. They should start him for the rest of the season, no matter where. He's their most talented lineman. If they'd started him in Week 1, their record might be better, and their running game might have more oomph. Minkah Fitzpatrick was on the sidelines during the Steelers' Week 10 game against the Green Bay Packers, and even though he didn't play, he made a big impact. He was hanging out with Coach Tomlin, defensive coordinator Terrell Austin, and Coach Grady Brown, wearing a headset and doing everything possible to help his teammates win against the Packers. Guess what? It worked. Fitzpatrick came up with a coaching suggestion that put Damontae Kazee, who was filling in for him, in the perfect position to win the game. So, with just 3 seconds left, the Packers had the ball on the Steelers' 16-yard line. The team lined up in a regular defense, but Fitzpatrick wasn't having it. He talked to Coach Brown and then Austin, and they called a timeout to figure things out. After the timeout, Fitzpatrick got his way. The Steelers' secondary was lined up across the goal line instead of the usual formation. That's exactly where Kazee was when he intercepted Jordan Love's pass, securing the victory for the Steelers. Fitzpatrick said, "Yeah, I had an idea." So, me and Coach Grady talked Coach TA into changing it. Now, the Steelers are hoping to get Fitzpatrick back on the field for their Week 11 game against the Cleveland Browns. Coach Tomlin thought he might return to practice before the Packers game, but that didn't happen. We'll see how he's doing this week as he tries to bounce back from the hamstring injury he got in Week 8 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Check out Boswell, the Steelers kicker. Dude's killing it this season. You know, kickers often get overlooked in football, but having a top-notch one is a game changer. Look at the Ravens with Justin Tucker. He's like their secret weapon. The Steelers are in the same boat with Chris Boswell, who's been with them for almost a decade. But this year, he's on fire. I mean, imagine nailing 28 out of 29 kicks, and the one miss was a crazy 60-yarder. He would have been perfect if not for a dodgy offside call. And let's be real, that call was probably wrong. Boswell had a rough time last year with a groin injury, but he's bounced back big time. No need to stress about him anymore. He's probably the best kicker in the league this season. It's wild considering last year was kinda crappy for him. Career low field goal percentage and all that. Blame it on the groin injury he got last October. Fast forward to 2023, BT Potter gave him a run for his money in training camp, but Boswell shut it down. Now, he's not just good, he's on fire. Mike Tomlin, the Steelers coach, has had some kicker luck. Boswell is the third main kicker under his watch, and Tomlin loves that kind of consistency. The dude just wants the ball to go through the uprights, and Boswell's delivering. Tomlin's feeling blessed about it, even if they don't talk about it enough. Pittsburgh's offense really needed Boswell's A game. Seriously, he's making a case for an All-Pro spot this year. He's 17 for 17 on kicks under 59 yards and 4 for 4 on 50-plus yarders. That's insane, especially considering the tricky wind at Acrisure Stadium. Now they're heading into Cleveland and Cincinnati with their crazy kicking conditions, but Boswell's showing he can handle it. Basically, Boswell's the man, and he's making sure the Steelers get every point they can. Total legend.